YouTube engages in differential enforcement. Now, here's my proof for that claim that otherwise is pretty silly. Plus, I probably should put these headphones somewhere else where they won't fall down. I have two channels. I'm going to put this video on both, but I also, as of this recording, October 8th, as of this recording, I have all of my political content on both the main Jody Bruchon channel and my political only channel I'm slowly migrating to called Jody's Spicy Takes. Here's the deal though, Jody's Spicy Takes, although I've actually had it under a different name, and didn't use it for a long time, so it is an aged brand account. It doesn't contain any computer repair videos or auto repair videos. It doesn't contain a lot of the content that's on the channel, the main channel. And it isn't monetized. It doesn't have like 1,400 subscribers or 13 whatever. It just doesn't have the traffic, the monetization, the diversity of content, etc. that is on Jody Bruchon. However, it does have identical videos, as in I uploaded the same source material and copy-pasted the same exact descriptions from the Jody Bruchon content that's on Jody's Spicy Takes. It's all the same, man. It's all identical. Nothing was changed. No edits, nothing. Identical content. However, one of my videos, which near the end of it, it discusses a matter, and then near the end of it, it kind of explains why that matter is not something to be as concerned about, and provides a pretty impactful statement on what really matters. I don't want to say which video it is. I don't want to draw attention to it or from it or anything. The video does contain a few brief scenes, very short cuts of the violence from 2020. It doesn't show anything graphic. It doesn't really show anything too bad, and they're very short cuts. I mean, like a few seconds long at most. Just enough for you to see that someone smacked someone in the head, or that a big explosive firework thing went off against a building. But there's nothing graphic. There's not like blood. There's not gunshots. You know, you don't see someone getting brutally beaten. You really just see these quick cuts of this is violence. It really, in my opinion, it's not enough violence to justify age restricting it to people 18 and up only. It's the kind of thing that even if someone in middle school were to see, it wouldn't shock them. It wouldn't negatively affect them mentally. If anything, they would understand what they were looking at quite well, because it's not that bad. However, circling back like a Saki, the original point is that YouTube engages in differential enforcement, and my channels accidentally became an experiment in that, because on Spicy Takes, it's age restricted, but it's been on the Jody Bruchon channel longer, has had more views, is monetized, continues to be both monetized and not age restricted to this day. Many months after it was posted, many more views, but somehow the channel that has only political content and less subscribers and no monetization, less watch hours and so on, somehow that one, the exact same video on that one, is bad and cannot be seen by people who don't sign in to prove that they're over 18. So what's going on here, YouTube? We have a very clear situation where there is no difference between the content, but you've made different decisions. My speculation is that because my main channel, A, is not politically centered content, and B, has monetization and more views and whatnot overall, that YouTube has secret algorithmic parameters none of us are ever going to know about, where they evaluate your channel based on other content on the channel to make decisions about you. They don't evaluate the videos you post based on their content. They look at all your other content, and if you happen to have politically centric content overall, they judge you more harshly. The problem is this is ripe for exploitation. This is ripe for, shall we say, one-sided or one-side leaning enforcement, because now you have AI algorithms that had to be trained by something. So who makes the decisions that train these algorithms to decide this political content here, this is okay, but this is not? Like, this is the section of the video that makes it not okay. You know, who is it that's saying, you know, if they have this kind of content, this kind of content, this kind of content, then if they post that kind of content over there, then we're going to age restrict it. Why is there an exception for my computer repair channel that happens to have political videos, but not an exception for my political videos only channel that contains the exact same videos? All of those videos are on the Jody Bruchon channel. Why is there an exception there? And my theory is that the exception is these other parameters that they're using where, oh, well, you've posted other stuff. You know, your channel's not about that. So we're not going to penalize you because you're not really stirring the pudding in general. Do you see the problem with this? That means that whether there's not a human being doing it necessarily, but a human being or pile of human beings have trained an artificial intelligence algorithm at YouTube to do this. They have trained the AI algorithm to seek out people who are too politically active, who talk too much about subjects that don't violate their rules, don't violate their monetization guidelines, but they just talk too much about it. They automatically get harsher treatment. That is not fair, not okay. It's not, shall we say, equitable even. You know, that whole diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. It's not very equitable or inclusive to evaluate people's content based on other content that's not the content that you're making the decision about. You know, it's not, they're basically, they have a video credit score on each channel, so to speak. We could just say that they have how would we put this if we were to give it a name? Let's coin a name for this problem right now. So it's like credit cards. It's like if you have a good or bad credit score, but it is more of a political thing. And it leans, we can say that it generally punishes libertarian and right-wing thinking more than it does left-wing, because the left-wing, while they do get some dings, don't get as many as centrist, libertarian, and right-wing. Left-wing is given preferential treatment by these algorithms, just in general. So what could we call this? We could perhaps call it a leaningness credit score, a partisan credit score. Should we even call it that? Should we call it a rightness score? And if your rightness score is too high, then you get penalized for content that otherwise would be ignored. Yeah, why don't we call it that? Why don't we call it a non-leftism credit score, an anti-leftist credit score, or just an anti-leftist score? That's what I'm going to go with. An anti-leftist score. Because the leftist side of YouTube gets preferential treatment, we'll call it an anti-leftist score. The anti-leftist score determines how your videos are treated. You can see this in action. Any channel that has non-leftist content or content that pushes back on leftism, you can see that those videos get treated more harshly. And I only know this because mine got treated more harshly. I did not expect this. I did not go into creating a political channel with the exact same videos solely expecting to be able to find some kind of differential treatment, but I got treated differently based on other content that wasn't that video. That's the only way that that decision could possibly have been made. Something's different. I see the differences. I wouldn't think the subscriber count or the monetization or the watch time would make a difference in that regard, because by their own rules, you know, the rules don't say we don't allow you to show violence to people under 18 unless you have monetization, in which case it's okay. And we can see this in practice. They ban videos with light clips of minor violence all the time. And if you blur it, they ban it because they call it blurred nudity, which it isn't. It just has skin tones. But yeah, you get the idea. Phone's ringing. I got to deal with it. I hope this was educational. Just a little observation that ended up being a 10-minute freaking video. Like, comment, subscribe. Look down at the bottom for links to my website and to support me financially because, you know, you want to give me money. You don't really want to give me money, let's be honest. But, hey, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Check out Jody's Spicy Takes. Go give me some upvotes. Take care.